Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite, a discussion and review podcast focused on the Star Wars canon. No adjective needed, right?
Yeah, the
All
official
right.
Star Wars canon.
I am timvanautreve, your host. Joining me as always are Josh, has actually caught them all, Mason.
I did. I caught them all in geometry class.
And Jennifer vanautreve, soccer defensive whiz.
Hello.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. We're very excited to talk about Star Wars Season 3, Episode 1.
You forgot the word rebels.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it at the end, but then...
Rebels. Steps into Shadow is the title of the episode.
Is it steps or step?
I wrote steps.
I think it's step.
Okay. This was an exciting and very, very dense episode. A lot happened. And Josh is going to tell us all about it.
Why am I going to tell you
all
about
right,
it?
I'll give the synopsis. So in this episode, we are about 6 months from the end
Longer
of Season 2.
than that.
No.
Like 2 to 3 years is what Filoni said.
Really?
Yeah.
I read just shortly that it was like 6 months later.
2 to 3 years.
This is 2 to 3 years after season 2?
End of season 2, yeah.
So Kanan's been blind for 2 years now?
Yeah.
And he still hasn't figured out how
I think
to...
it's only been 6 months.
I'm telling you, Filoni said 2 to 3 years.
Okay. We're going to have to check the tapes
It
on that one.
doesn't seem like it's been that long, but...
Why not? Ezra's a lot more adulty.
Not really. He looks more adulty, but his personality
that's
looks
primarily
like
what
they
I'm talking
just...
about. He looks more adulty.
They just
he
left
basically
off.
just has his head shaved.
He got a buzz cut.
Yeah, and he's got that manly scar. All the ladies
He
love
already
it.
had that.
I know. But now it's without his floppy kid hair. He looks more grown up.
He's just bigger in general. You can see he's like more muscular.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's like 2 to 3 years older.
Well, they didn't... you would think that more would have happened with their personalities than... It's like they're in the exact same spot where they left off. They haven't grown emotionally at all.
The episode starts with a cold open, and the Phoenix Squadron, minus Kanan, is attacking this prison to rescue a prisoner who we find out is Hondo. Hondo's back, and this time he has an Ugnaught as an assistant named Turba, and they're buddies. Essentially, they're there for Hondo because they believe he's going to have some kind of information, some intel, and sure enough, he does. But they have to escape, and Ezra exhibits brand new, strong force powers in order to get them out, including mind tricking an ATDP Walker pilot, and they make a comment.
He more than mind tricks him.
Yeah, he literally
him.
controls him, and
Like he used to control the animals.
right. And he's like, Kanan didn't teach me that.
He didn't just take control of the pilot guy, or what would you call him?
Yeah, he did take control of the pilot.
Did.
But he also took control of the machine itself when he was walking.
That was him controlling the pilot.
Yes.
I don't know. They made a big deal about his exact steps as he was walking off the
Yeah,
cliff.
but the pilot has to tell that walker what to do. So he was visualizing it and physically manifesting it. We're introduced to, on the Imperial side, Grand Moff Tarkin and what's her name?
Governor Price?
Governor Kate Blanchett.
She's not new.
Oh, well, I didn't remember her. But yeah, Price. And Ezra talks to his holocron when he gets back. He gets a promotion because he's done such a good job.
To Lieutenant Commander.
Yeah, Thrawn shows his soft-spoken, tactical mind and reveals that he's a Grand Admiral. Hondo reveals his intel, which was that there's an Old Republic salvage yard on Yarma, and they have Y-Wings where they dismantle them. So Ezra is promoted to Lieutenant Commander, and they go after Ezra and Kanan have a confrontation. Kanan finds out that Ezra had this holocron and takes it away from him, and Ezra's like,
Kanan was coming to go have like a friendly talk about his new promotion, and before he can get a word in,
finds the holocron.
He finds the holocron and gets really adulty on him.
Ezra's like, "You're not my dad."
Yeah.
Not really, but
No,
same
that's
concept.
not how it went at all.
And then Kanan goes off, all sad, emo, afraid, meets a moose aardvark.
Aardvark?
The Bendu. This is the Bendu.
Where you got aardvark?
He looks like an aardvark. He's got
I'd
that
say
thing
it looks
on
like
his
a giant
Do you know
rock
what an
moose.
aardvark is?
armadillo. That's what I meant.
I was going to say, an aardvark has a pointed snout
Uh-huh.
that looks nothing like that guy.
Okay, well, I blew it. I'm making up more words. Aardvark.
That's not a made-up word. That's a real word. It has real meaning, and it means something other than what was on the show.
Jeez Louise. Anyway.
It was like a big rock crab, but with a moose head.
Yeah. So Ezra's gonna go on this mission as kind of a scout mission to check out a hyperspace lane right before they would jump to this whatever salvage yard, and they are attacked by the mining guild, and they end up blowing things up. And Ezra decides, he makes a gut call and says, "We're just gonna take our
They were
troops
supposed
now,
to go
and
there
we're
to
gonna
get
go."
recon. The mission was to go recon.
I know. The hyperspace jump right before going to the salvage yard. So they jumped there, the mining guild was there, and they said, "You're not supposed to be here," and they fought.
And then the mining guild told the Empire.
Right. So Ezra's like, well, if we're going to get these ships, we need to go now because the Empire's going to suspect that we're coming. They now know. The element of surprise is gone. So he says, we're just going to go now and take all the ships. So they do an impromptu mission. They have a big fight. Rex is a boss. And they end up taking off with 7 Y-Wings. And Ezra keeps making mistakes. He forgets that they need refueled, and they end up not having hyperdrives. And anyway, they get away by cutting power to the ship, even though these magnet locks are securing the Y-Wings. And just in time, the rebel fleet shows up. Not the fleet, a rebel cell shows up. And they ended up with 5 starships, they said at the end, that made it out. Ezra and Kanan make up, and Thrawn lets him go because he has the bigger goal in mind. And I'm assuming he has some sort of tracking device or something on one of those Y-Wings.
No, I don't think so.
So why would he just let him go?
Because he wants to lure the bigger prize. He wants the actual rebel fleet.
Right. Well, but he had to have had a plan. He knew where those Y-Wings were going, or he knew the rebels were going to go.
His plan was to let the rebels come, try to steal the Y-Wings, and if the fleet showed up, then come destroy them.
Right, when they talked about how many were there, he said that's not the fleet.
Right.
So he knew he didn't want to waste their energy on it.
I feel like he had to have had some sort of contingency plan. Like he had some kind of tracking
contingency plan. That he knows they're going to have to steal more stuff and do more stuff. And he knows a lot about Phoenix Squadron.
And now he's getting in their heads. He knows
Correct.
He knows their tactics. Know more about them now. It's a chess game. That was the synopsis. Going back, speaking about details, or we could just talk about how fun this episode was. It was so packed with stuff. On the edge of my seat the entire time. What do you guys think?
Well, we could compartmentalize it and talk about Bendu.
Yeah, let's talk about the Bendu.
Well, he's a guy.
Well, I know, but he says, I am the Bendu. I am of the Bendu.
Yeah.
He's in the middle.
Well, I can't remember what the other two are.
Ashla and Bogan. The light and the dark.
Yeah.
The good and the evil.
And he's some sort of force entity in the middle. And he had one of those owls.
I didn't see an owl.
It just came and sat on his shoulder.
Yeah, the owl, Kanan sensed the owl and followed it.
Wonder what's up with the owl.
There's something up with the owls. They're important. There's multiple owls. And so
what are these creatures?
We don't know. We know exactly
we've never seen them before? They've never talked about them?
Yeah. The backstory or the naming is from Jedi were originally called Jedi Bendu, which we had talked about last 2 episodes ago. 1 episode ago. And so then there's these monks, these Bendu monks that worship Bendu. And this is the guy. Or the entity, whatever he is. The moose aardvark.
What are the two, the light and the dark? What are their names?
Ashla and
the Bendu. Or
Starts with a G.
Or Bogan.
Bogan.
So what are the, like, last season we talked about, like, the Force Sisters or something weird. What are they
The
called?
Night Sisters.
Now, what are they? Is that
They're Force witches.
What's the difference, like,
They're just
with them?
people that...
They use the Force. They're not
Right.
Sith. But
so they use the dark side?
Well, it's commented a lot that you can use the dark side and not be a Sith.
Yeah.
Well, obviously Ezra's been doing that.
Right. Everyone can use the dark side.
So they use the dark side, but they're not Sith.
They use all
light.
kinds of stuff. They use
Okay.
Force magic.
Yeah.
So they're just other entities that use the Force. So what are these light and the dark things? Like there's just like one like creature that's the first light user or something and the first dark user.
We don't know.
You don't know anything?
We don't know.
Yeah, they haven't told us. I think...
Well, I thought that you guys already knew what they were called and
No,
it's
it's
been
just-
around.
Yeah, I
No.
think it's just ancient lore, like Odin and the gods, and they have names for everything, and that's sort of passed down between generations. And this rock creature seems like he's been around an awful long time. He said he's been asleep for a long time.
And his slumber was awoken by his conflict.
Yep.
How lucky that they landed on that planet.
And have been there.
Yeah.
I didn't
Maybe there's
understand
Bendu everywhere.
the spider thing. When when they stopped attacking him because he could tell that he was scared, I don't understand.
All they saw, they were detecting they were empathic. So they were detecting his emotions, and what he felt was fear and anger or whatever, like
So
from
why
them.
does
So
that
they were
stop?
projecting that onto him. They were picking up his hostility and they were fighting back in response.
Right.
So him changing his attitude toward them changes the way they interact
But
with
they
him.
were like hunting people that had no idea they were there.
But they were all scared of him, of the spiders.
They didn't even know there were spiders. They were literally sneaking up on people and snatching them and then taking them to their cave to eat them. So I don't get how all of a sudden, oh, you just have to know yourself and then the spiders don't hurt you anymore. That doesn't make sense.
But Kanan can see now.
He sees that he's scared. What does that have to do with the spiders who are obviously...
If he can see himself, he can see everything. That was...
You're talking in circles. It still doesn't answer this question.
The other people that got snatched were scared too.
They were out on separate missions and they didn't even know those things
The
existed.
spider thingies came up on them, and then like the pilot
So
shot
they
at
were
the spider.
scared and they got eaten, and Kanan's scared, and now they feel bad for him. What?
Well,
it
he's not
doesn't make
scared
any
anymore.
sense.
He chose not to be scared.
Right.
And so they don't attack him anymore.
They attacked as a defense mechanism.
Right.
I think they attack because they are
Like,
carnivores.
think of a dog.
They had a cave with all these bones and all these people hanging up like
Lots of
cocoons.
people have dogs that bite people when they're afraid.
Right. That's why dogs hate me, because I'm scared of all of them.
They can sense the fear.
Yeah.
These spiders can sense.
Yeah, I
Okay,
would not
so
do
do
well on a
they
spider rock
attack you
planet.
when you're scared, or do they not attack
If they
you?
think you're going to
Because-
attack them, then yes, they will attack you.
So when that rebel, whatever officer was out on that mission and she had no idea there were spiders on the planet, nobody had seen them yet, minding her own business, doing her mission.
They rolled
They
up to see
snuck
what
up
she was
behind
doing.
her and they snatched her.
No, she shot at them. She was scared.
Okay.
We can check the tapes.
And then everybody was trying to get away from them. They're running away, trying to run for their lives to get away from these huge spiders. And they're being chased and almost killed. And they're just like ferocious. And the only thing that saved them was those rods,
Right.
and so how does that, I don't know. I just think
I think you're thinking too hard about
I
it.
think it just doesn't make any sense. I was trying to throw something in there and they didn't. It just isn't consistent with
Jen did not feel the spider sight storyline. What do you think about Hondo being back? Did you miss him?
No, I didn't miss him. He's always, he's
Goofball.
like goofy, he's funny. He's extremely predictable. Of course he was going to betray
the
them
ship
again.
At the end, yeah.
I don't know why
He
they
just escaped with the
they
Ugnaughts.
give him so much freedom every time they bring him in on something. They don't even like watch him, and then it always ends up like
They
this.
didn't have to pay him though.
He got his ship.
He got his ship, and they didn't have to pay him.
Yeah, but yeah, you could tell he's gonna keep coming around.
Turba, the bad Ugnaught, met a brutal fate at the beginning.
We don't even know what happened to him. He just started flying up into the air, and then I thought,
No, they shot. He got
Yeah,
shot.
he
Right,
shot
but they
below
showed him
at his feet,
flying
and
up
he
at the
flew up
air.
in the air, and then
He
you
was-
could see them looking as he flew off the edge.
I assume he did too, but like they didn't show it.
Yeah, they didn't show it, which
Maybe
I found
he's gonna
interesting.
come back for revenge
That's-
on
I don't
them
know,
for
maybe.
leaving him there.
Turba's the bad guy.
Maybe. I thought Ezra was gonna force catch him.
I thought it was funny when Lando was talking in that Ugnaught language.
Hondo.
Yeah, Honda.
Yeah.
It was
Hondo and
really, really
Lando,
funny. He sounded
they're-
like a little squeaky pig.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So Kate Blanchett has the 7th Fleet. We find out.
Thrawn has the 7th Fleet.
Well, she was asking for it.
Right, because she wanted Thrawn.
Oh, okay. Got it.
She had to get it from Tarkin.
Okay.
Because
So,
Tarkin controls the fleet movements.
yeah, we got to see Tarkin again, which was nice. I like seeing
Is
that
Kate
guy.
Blanchett the voice actor of
No,
that?
I just think that the governor, whatever her name is, Price, she looks just like Kate Blanchett with a dark-haired wig on.
Oh, okay. That might be confusing for people that didn't watch the show.
Ezra is really powerful. He was
He's more
exhibiting
powerful.
some pretty
He has a green lightsaber now.
yeah, and it's like a straight up lightsaber, not
Yeah, he
one with a
doesn't
gun
have
built
his
in.
old.
We don't know anything about how he got it.
He's got a DL-44 instead of a
Yeah.
slingshot. So that's gone. Another sign of his aging.
Yeah.
Those mining
3 months.
The mining guild TIE fighters are super cool. And they actually make more sense
Those yellow ones?
because the
See
TIE
more.
fighters can actually see.
Yeah, the
Laterally.
yellow and blue ones.
They can actually look left or right out of their window and see.
Yep.
They have the hexagon wing, but there's 2 panels missing.
So it looks like a chevron
Yeah, it's super cool.
on its side. They were in season 2.
I know we talked about it, but I'm talking about it again because they're awesome.
Yeah. They made a cameo appearance.
Let's see. Rex saves the day. Well, in one of
With
the
this
many
little industrial hook.
things that
Hey,
goes wrong.
one thing I didn't catch was okay, so they're at the station and everything was going wrong. Ezra left Sabine and Zeb and Chopper to like finish loading up the fuel, and he was going to go try to get the get them to unlock the ship so they could fly off. And one of those what was those things called?
Salvage droids.
The salvage droid attacked Chopper, and like he was fried. And then
He's fine.
I didn't see anything happen to him, and then he's normal. Like he was
Later,
like
sure.
electrocuted. Like
I'm sure
He
he
just got
has.
rebooted.
I'm sure he's got EMP defenses. He just flips a switch, reroutes his power lines.
They rebooted him.
okay. Well, it was very hectic. I just don't know how they had time. They were like,
It was really hectic. That mission
Almost.
was just, it could not have gone worse.
yeah.
They're lucky to have gotten away. Ezra got stuck on the station as it was careening to the ground after he was stupid enough to cut the power.
Well,
like,
he was going to escape on the Phantom, but the Phantom
I
got...
trust my friends. And
Yeah,
he
I'll
just
just
kills the
blow up.
power
Yeah.
to the station without telling anyone that he did it. He's
And
like,
he still hadn't even told Hera that they had changed the mission.
yeah.
But they knew.
She knew, and Kanan could sense that Ezra was in trouble. So you get the sense that this is the first time since the end of season 2, and since Kanan went blind, that he has come back and been a part of the mission and been a part of the group, really.
Right.
Yeah, he's
And
just
so-
been meditating, letting snails crawl all over his body. Weird.
Was there a snail, or did you just make that up?
There was like 5 snails crawling all over his body.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, they were big. When he was meditating, they were just crawling all over him.
And he was like staring at the spiders
Yeah.
But he obviously can't see.
Stop looking at me.
Yeah, the Phantom got blowed up. So they don't have the Phantom anymore.
Yeah, my first thought was the Lego.
There's a new Phantom Lego coming out.
Is there?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to release it on...
It's not. It'll come out. It's early 2017 set.
Oh.
But it's been leaked.
So they have to rebuild it?
I'm not going to comment so I don't spoil anything.
How do you know already?
Because the Lego set leaked.
Okay.
So you've seen the new Phantom?
Maybe
I've seen a crappy picture of a
Lego Phantom?
rendering of a Lego product box.
maybe the Phantom.
What's the like off Lego brand?
Lepin.
Lepin? Is it a
That's
Lepin
the Chinese
Phantom?
version, right?
That's a knockoff Chinese Lego.
The maybe the Phantom becomes the new Ghost, and the Ghost fits into the new
The
Phantom.
new Phantom. Because it's so big.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
that would be cool.
I don't think it's that big though.
No,
I don't know. It might be. Maybe. I can't really draw a scale determination from my leaked Lego
there was
picture.
no banana in the picture.
No banana for scale. No ghost for scale.
Thrawn, he seemed awesome, satisfying all of my desires. He's very calm, very
Very
soft
calm.
spoken. He was just very deliberate in his speech.
Yep.
Most calm ever. He was voiced by Lars Mikkelsen.
Is he related to Mads Mikkelsen?
He is. He's his older brother.
There you go.
And his biggest role has been on House of Cards. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but nothing
What role
anyone
was
would
he in
ever
House
notice.
of Cards?
I have no idea. I don't watch that show.
I have never seen that show, and
he might have
everybody
been
talks how
the-
great it
The
is.
Russian president.
Yeah, he's got a real pointy nose.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was a huge risk for what amounted to 5 Y-Wings with no hyperdrives.
Which are going to go to General Dodonna's cell,
Right.
not stay with Phoenix.
And Ezra is on probation or
Essentially,
something.
he won't be in command again.
Well, they got Kanan back, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Kanan took the holocron from Ezra and he gave it to
Bendu.
Bendu.
Yeah.
So that's out of Ezra's hands.
So I can't remember who was a person who thought that Ezra and Kanan were going to fight, but they
They made up quickly.
quashed that within the first 45 minutes of season 3.
Somebody thought they were going to fight in the first...
Well, no, they thought that was the ultimate end of their story.
But it seems like they've made up, and Ezra isn't going to continue going dark.
Right,
It's just like over already.
right.
I don't think
they
so.
They teased it so hard there at the end of season 2. and
Everybody
it's
thought that was the ultimate, like, that's where he was going this whole time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that
I
he's
didn't
done
say
using
that.
the dark side. Oh, I think you did.
No, I said he was
Mm.
never going to be bad.
Yeah, you were arguing him being bad, and he was arguing against it.
I never said he was going bad. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you. I'm the one that's
We can go back and listen to the episode.
okay.
But there are many listeners who...
I
actually
never
remember.
said that I
Right.
thought he was going dark. I was like, oh god, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. And I'd be like, you really think he is? And you're like, yup.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Whatever.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was interesting that they just killed off that aspect of the storyline pretty quick.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's killed off. I think
It's
he
pretty
might
well
still.
quashed.
It seemed like it was
use
pretty
it.
dead, and it seems like now it's more of a focus on the rebels.
Versus Thrawn.
Yeah, but I think we'll continue to get.
I don't think
Kanan learning about
Ezra's
the middle.
worked out his anger issues yet at all. So he's used the dark side even before he had that holocron. So I don't think he's completely done. I still think he has a struggle.
I think he'll
Internally.
struggle with it, but it's not a I don't know, a rational belief that he will go bad. They've
A lot
they
of
pretty
people
much
thought
killed
he
the
was.
storyline.
Okay. I mean, I never wanted him to go bad, so I'm glad, but I don't know.
What did you think of Sabine's new haircut?
I didn't really notice her hair was that different.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It's totally different. It's purple and white now instead of like orange and
I
pink
noticed
and
it was
purple.
kind of like a short
Yeah,
bob, like
it is.
flowy.
It's a totally new haircut and you didn't notice it.
I noticed her hair.
I just didn't think it was any different.
I noticed it was a short bob, but I can't tell you exactly what it looked like before.
All right. Guess
I'll
we
look it
won't
up.
have haircut corner.
Yeah. You're
Let
going
me
to
look.
rate this episode on quality of hair?
What? This isn't her. It's some woman.
It's some strange woman. Probably the person who plays Sabine. If I find it sooner than you.
All right.
Sabine Wren.
I found it. So her hair is more, it was kind of a mullety before, and now she has some white in there. Before it was all blue and orange.
It's mostly white now. White and purple.
She's got white, and it's a little longer. It's more of a bob now. I like it.
I like it.
She looks a little older, little soccer mommy haircut.
She's more cutting edge. Like, I can't think of the word, but like edgy.
Trendy? You think she's more trendy now?
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Her
the
old
opposite.
haircut was like just rebelling.
Yeah,
her new
now I
haircut
think
is
she's
like-
like getting older and like a sensible haircut, not like
I don't
trying
think so.
to look cool.
Oh, boy.
We already talked about Ezra's hair.
Yeah, Ezra got his hair buzz. Kanan has longer ponytail and a beard.
Thicker beard.
Full on beard.
Yeah, it's not just that stupid goatee.
Yeah, I like his beard a lot. That's probably my favorite thing. And Bendu.
Yeah.
Bendu and his beard.
Mm-hmm.
You're down with that.
Well, I'm ready to rate the episode. I want to hear what the fans thought, too. Tell us your theories. Is Ezra going to continue to struggle? Will they still have a big fight? Who knows?
No. I don't think they will.
I know, but I want to hear from the fans. I don't care what you think.
I want to find out more about
I don't think we will.
the light and dark users and whatever these owls are supposed to be.
Oh, we'll get more of that. But I think we're done finding out about Bendu.
Really?
Yeah. I think they just
You know,
hint,
their
they just hint at lore. And
their
then they
base
get
is
over it.
on that. Their base is on the planet where Bendu is kind
Yeah,
of.
they could go talk
Yeah,
to
they
him again.
could, but I don't know that they will.
I bet they do.
He said that he was going to train him. You think it was that?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he
yes,
did.
he did.
He said, I can teach you. But he did
teach
tell
him.
him.
Okay.
He did teach
done
him. Yeah.
taught
So-
them.
He has this like ancient being
Here-
there
here
that
it-
he can learn from. There's no other Jedis
Here's what's gonna happen.
in the universe,
He's not
and
a
he's
Jedi.
not going to walk half a mile over to talk to this guy,
Here's what's gonna happen.
even to just
There's
like
gonna be
hang out.
a moment of distress, and they're going to go there, and he won't be there, and he'll have to realize that he has to rely on himself.
There it is.
I don't know.
I
So
do.
props to Rob Finn Dyson, who knew about the Bendu before us and emailed us to ask
Well,
our opinion about the Bendu.
He probably downloaded a leaked copy of the premiere.
Oh yeah, that email. I was like, what the heck
I bet
is
he
he
didn't.
talking about?
I bet he.
What is a Bendu?
I bet he just watched a preview or something. And they talked about it
They didn't talk about Bendu on
any of the previews.
I don't think
because they
so.
released a couple in the week
I
before
never
it
But
came
saw
none
out.
of them
I never
about.
watched.
I don't remember them being about Bendu. The only
I
place I,
never
think
watched
they
them
might
all.
have talked about it was on the Star Wars show on Wednesday, but I don't even think they talked about it there.
Okay. Let's review it. Eh? It's hard because the last episode of season 2 is an
Was so
obvious
good.
10. This was really good. And I like how they tied up the storyline, so I'm not left hanging. I felt extremely satisfied with this episode. I'm going to go...
I'm gonna go 8.5.
I'm going to go 9.
7.75.
Pretty low.
Yeah, she didn't
Well,
like
I
the
don't
hair.
like the inconsistency with the spiders. The hair is fine. I don't like the spider
You're thinking
thing.
way too much about
And-
the spiders.
I don't like how Chopper got like electrocuted and then he's just fine. I mean, why go to the point like just let him like get thrown or something. Don't electrocute him and then just bring him right back. I don't
You
know.
can just reboot them.
No, they didn't have time to do that.
They did.
No, they were hanging for their lives. Remember
after
Rex had to
Rex-
come and save
Rex
them?
came and helped them.
Yeah, and then it just wasn't consistent.
The theory... Was it Icy Spidey that posted it about Rex being that trooper on Endor?
Yeah. On Return of the Jedi.
I actually am kind of thinking that maybe that could be him.
No, it's not. Rex is dead.
I've thought about it, and since this is 6 months, and I thought about how much time. It's really only 4 years till A New Hope.
Rex is the most obvious noble sacrifice.
He is. I know.
Right.
We'll know. I mean, we'll talk about this at the end of the season. Here we go. Letters.
How many letters is there?
Well, Rebels news, like yesterday, they announced that Dave Filoni's not the director of Rebels anymore. He's just the executive producer. Because he's going to be working on a new show, basically. They didn't say it, but they said it.
That's exciting.
So there will be a new, maybe live action Star Wars show, maybe animated again.
That'd be amazing. I'd be okay with either. I'd like there to be a live action one.
No real scuttlebutt on the time period.
I'm just going to read one letter. It's from Coxmas Prime. He says, this obsession with hating Reese's is starting to reach an unhealthy level. Y'all need Jesus. Seriously, ask that Jesus guy who did the logo. He'll tell you what's up. Ha! That's a really good one. Matt and I were on the same page. Me and Coxmas Prime. He says, so many great topics and discussions this episode, so I'm going to do this this machine gun style, which I will say, I like machine gun style. More of these. He says, RC Cola plus Moon Pie plus run equals barf as you run-a-thon.
Correct.
I agree with that.
Super excited for the never-ending #Rebels block. It's started. Yes on doing one Rebels ep per podcast ep. It's happening.
1 for 1.
Yes on reading the comic for the podcast. Tim has a lovely voice.
That was my idea.
That was my idea a long time ago. I brought it up first.
Oh my God.
We're forgetting the most important part of that whole part where he said, I have a lovely voice.
I'm sure he loves your voice.
The worst fan theory is anything related to Jar Jar stinks. My fave fan theory is Rey being Luke's daughter, just because it makes Tashua mad. Also, I like the idea of Kylo being an undercover Jedi and Han being the one who pulled the lightsaber trigger. Oh, man, that one makes me cry.
That's my favorite.
Most wanted Star Wars tech would be portable force field generators. Imagine our military turning on little blue orbs of protection in battle.
You're not a very good Jedi, Coxmas.
What do you mean?
We should not be having conflict.
Yeah.
We should use technology that means we don't need to have conflict.
Ahsoka book, yes please. Are you doing an ep for this? If so, I will get it and read beforehand. Yes, we will. Jenny may not be on that one, but
Why?
we will.
Why would I not be on that one?
Because we'll probably consume it within a week of it coming out and then have to wait 3 months for you to have time to do it.
And we know that your life is busier and more important than ours.
When does it come out?
October 11th, I think.
Soon. And we'll have to put an episode out really soon on it.
I drive more than Tim, so I can do it as an audiobook.
Yep. Rey most death comes from people of importance. They focus too much on this fact.
They don't focus on the fact.
They focus on the fact that
she doesn't know who her parents are.
Her family.
But then what is the primary focus? That you need to move on. Your family are gone. Go to Luke. He's gonna show you your destiny.
That's a good point. What are each of your fave lightsaber colors? I think we talked about this.
We have. My favorite's purple.
Jenny?
I like Ezra's new green one. I would say probably blue or purple, but I do really like the green too.
I'm going green, but if I had a lightsaber, it'd probably be pink. Another entertaining ep as usual. Thanks for making the traffic suck less. You're welcome.
That should be our logo.
Making traffic
we make
suck
things
less.
suck slightly less.
All right, that's our only letter for today. More letters. Tell us what your Rebels reactions were. I want to hear all about it. Letters at starwarsnerdsunite.com. Rate us, review us on iTunes, Stitcher. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. StarWarsNerdsUnite.com. You can visit our Amazon link, buy all your stuff through there, and it helps us pay for hosting and nickel candies up at Holland's.
The official candy store.
The official candy store of Star Wars Nerds Unite.
They sell Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
He calls it Reese's. You call it Reese's Pieces.
No, those are two different things.
Pieces.
What are you talking about, Tim?
Reese's.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you said I said?
Yeah.
Well, if they're Reese's Pieces, I say Reese's Pieces. But you're saying they're Reese's Pieces?
The Reese's Pieces.
We'll never know.
I don't know
The
what
world
you're
will
talking
never
about.
know the truth.
You notice how no one's ever named Reese anymore?
I know some Reese's.
Where?
I guess they're like around my age. They're not like young.
I don't hear any. If it ended in DN, like Reesedin, somebody would use it, but the DEN names are huge amongst child naming.
Like
people.
what besides Aiden?
Jaden, Caden, Aiden, Braden.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like 4 of the top 4.
It's Bladen.
Right.
People take names and just put a little spin on it. I know a Kyler instead of a Tyler.
What was the name, the word you made up on the way to soccer today?
I have no idea.
It was so awesome. She made up a
I
series
was
of
just-
ridiculous words, and I was
they
like,
were really
they're
annoying
better
me
than.
in the car, and
Yeah, we were talking about sports and fantasy football.
They just kept like trying to one up each other. I heard
Me and Nolan.
I heard that they're never going to break that record. Oh, yeah? Well, and then they
We're
just
talking about
kept
the Cubs.
going back and forth and back and forth. And you're talking about football back and forth.
Color me shocked that
And I
your
was
son
like-
had an awkward conversation.
It wasn't awkward. It was just annoying. I was just like, enough.
She was oddly annoyed with us. We were just citing sports pieces of information back and
Because
forth, and
it's
she
like
was
they had to keep one-upping each other. Anything
weren't
Nolan would
one-upping
say,
anything.
he'd be like, no, they're never going to break that record. Nope.
Well,
and then
they
Nolan
literally
would be like,
can't break
oh,
the,
yeah?
the
Well, I
wins
heard.
record.
And then he was like throwing out some other statistic. And then you're like, well. And then I was just like,
Shouldn't you be happy that
enough.
I have such a good relationship with my son? Isn't that something you should be happy
It was
with?
fine. I was just done with hearing all the statistics.
Okay. Update on Bear Island Bears, our rec league soccer team. We lost today,
1-0.
1-0.
The lowest scoring game in rec league soccer history.
I had an actual shot on goal, but I missed. And Josh says I should have passed to him, who was also open on the side of the goal. I also stopped a potential goal because I was running back
Not the good
behind.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, when did you stop a goal?
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that.
Well, it was debatable whether it would have actually gone in, but I was trying to run back behind to the back post on a side kick. Or
A throw in.
a throw in, and it got to Josh, and I was worried about it going over his head like it did last time. So I was trying to sneak in behind and get to the back post so I could get the ball if it went by him, because nobody was over there. Even though I was on the opposite side of the field, which is where I would have normally been. Anyway, I got in the way of his header, and it bounced right off my shoulder, and I was really mad, like really mad.
I can't believe that happened.
I'm kind of upset that I told you now, because you're going to
I
not let me
didn't
live
see
it
You
that.
thought
down.
he was great. Now he's a...
I didn't think it was great. I
No,
just didn't
I'm
see
terrible.
that happen.
I played so bad today. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, just so you guys know, the fact that we play soccer does not mean that we are in any way good at soccer or really even know the rules necessarily.
I like to run, but I was winded today. I got tired really
I was
fast.
winded. Oh my! I had no sub.
Yeah, you and your sister played like the whole time. All right, that was soccer talk on Star Wars Nerds Unite. That's it for today. We got in under the average, and
Everyone's going to be super sad.
I'm happy about that. May the Force be with you.
Wait.
What?
We were going to tell them if we're going to do Force Friday.
Yeah.
It's this Friday.
Good Lord! Hopefully nobody puts stop. We are doing Force Friday. It's coming up. Like
It's this Friday.
it's this Friday.
Right.
We're doing Force Friday. The
September
current
30th, I
plan. Watch our Twitter feed, and Facebook. Our current plan is Target, but as of
Target in East Peoria.
Target in East Peoria, Illinois, we will be there. Barring us finding out they aren't doing anything cool, and we end up going to Toys R Us, who we know is doing something, but they're giving out some lame poster. But they are
Well,
giving
they're
a
giving out
T-shirt.
shirts. But hopefully it's not the lame poster on the shirt, because then they can keep their poster and their shirt.
Have you
Who's
seen
giving
lame
out the
poster?
shirt?
Yeah. The lame poster is on the website.
Who is giving out the shirt? Target?
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Oh.
But the T-shirt's probably gonna be like an extra large. I don't need any of that. That would never
You
fit
never
me.
know.
Okay, so we're going somewhere.
We're going to Target.
Tentatively. But
yes.
Target hasn't announced anything yet.
Right. So if we find out that it's lame, we may go to Toys R Us anyway. Just for the
I don't know
party.
why it would be lame. Like, there was a lot of people there
Yes.
last year.
Yes.
My family was there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was neat.
Yeah. So look for that. Look for us there. Maybe we'll do a Periscope.
Last year we saw the Coffee with Kenobi guys.
Yeah, we did.
And
That was
this
when we met
year, Nolan might come.
He was there last.
He was
Yeah,
there last year, but now his teacher knows who he is.
Yeah.
So if he sees him,
Extra credit.
I was thinking if he's like tired at school the next day, he's going to know why.
I think we're a lot more confident now than we were last year. I am.
What do you mean?
About our Star Wars podcast. This time last
We
year.
had barely started last year.
Our podcast took off after The Force Awakens. That was when it actually started for real. Before that, it was
It felt pretty real before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. That was when we started getting lots of interaction from the fans. Imagine what's going to happen when Rogue One comes out. They're just going to go through the roof. We won't even
can only assume.
We'll have to do a reaction episode after every episode.
We can tweet. Tim can tweet and tell you where we're going to be for sure.
I already said that.
We'll put it on Facebook.
Twitter and Facebook. That's that.
And if you've listened to this after September 30th, 2016, we will not be at Target this Friday night.
Yep.
So.
If you missed us, you blew it. You blew the perfect opportunity. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at benviewnetwork.com.